My brain feels chaotic. Everything in my brain right now just feels chaotic. And I don't know if it's the spirit of confusion or just frustration or whatever, but I can't seem to make sense of what's happening around me. And I just don't understand why I have to feel in control all the time. I guess it's a humane thing, right? I guess it's because I am a human who enjoys just the reality of being in control, knowing that I don't have control of many things. I'm a mom. I can only control as much as I can in terms of my own actions as to how I speak to Ari, my daughter, or how I, interact with her on a day-to-day basis. But it's more so all internal, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to give her the life I didn't have, the balance I didn't have, the emotions I didn't have, the understanding I didn't have. I'm a wife, so I have to, even though women tend to mature faster than men, I have to still remember that he's learning. He's getting to understand my emotions, my thoughts, the way that I go about things, and the expectations I have for him as a husband. He's trying to get into the space of knowing what that all means and how to manage that, all while still building his relationship with himself and God, and being just a provider and helping us to move forward. I'm a business owner, and I think that's third on the list, because before I can be a mom, before I can be a wife and a business owner, I have to think about self. But being a business owner kind of encompasses those things, right? It encompasses the fact that I have to be balanced and my tempo has to be good in order for me to be able to work well for other people and support other people in the way that they need to be supported. Me, myself, sometimes I'm lonely. Sometimes I think I get upset about the fact that people can't understand what I'm feeling 24/7. Sometimes I get clingy where I feel like I have to be on the phone with someone just to feel like I'm not alone. Sometimes I feel like just saying nothing in a room with someone is enough for me to feel comforted. Sometimes I feel upset about the fact that I feel the way that I feel about being alone, or knowing that I'm independent, and the way that I have lived my life, majority of my life, is not sad. It's encouraging. It's inspiring. But I remember seeing something the other day, a while ago really, saying that I don't always want to be the strong one. I don't always want to be called strong or known to be strong. I want to have my weak moments, and I want to be able to feel weak and know that I can have someone who can lift me up or be there to support me when I need that support, and understand what type of support I need in the areas of my life I need it. Because me being a mom means that I have to feed another human being, console another human being, and honestly raise another human being. I'm teaching her everything she knows, from my politeness to the way that I deal with frustration and anger, the way that I deal with how I feel in the moment when I can't get something. I have to give her all that she needs. Because even though my husband is trying, he's a guy, he's a man. So being a man, he's been reserved most of his life. He doesn't really understand how to be vulnerable. And I'm training a woman to be a woman in a man's world. I'm training a woman to be a woman in a space where she can freely understand the balance of independency, but dependency. Understanding how to be vulnerable and not feel weak. Understanding how to be strong, but not feel overwhelmed. I'm training her to be that, because sometimes I feel like I never got the right training, but I have to call myself the blueprint, because I am for her. I am for her. And when we have a son, I still have to be that blueprint for him, to teach him to love women in the way that we deserve to be loved. When to speak, when to listen, and what to really listen to. Because sometimes we're speaking without even speaking, and sometimes we're speaking and we're saying exactly what we need to hear, or we need you to hear, but you don't hear it. And then being a business owner, supporting other people, having to think about the fact that their businesses are paying me to solve something. And I'm fully equipped. I'm fully up for the job. But at the end of the day, I'm still a mom and I'm still a wife and I still have to take care of self. And when I don't prioritize self, when I don't think about the self-care that I need, when I don't think about the massage that would be beneficial for me, month to month, which I do get, by the way. But when I don't take those times to be about self, I lose moments. And I have moments get won over by frustration. Because at the end of the day, it's hard. It's hard keeping up with all the emotions, managing other people's emotions, and then having to remember that you are one person. I practice what I preach. I tell people that it is going to be hard to be on this earth because God never said it was going to be easy. But we are our brother's keeper. So I'm always the helping hand. I'm the pillar. I am the person that extends my advice, my free resources, my knowledge, my wisdom, everything to others. Because I know that in some way, shape, or form, God is going to return it back to me tenfold. So I don't have to think about that. But it's hard. Because even now when I feel frustrated, when I feel overwhelmed, and when I feel sad, I have to remember that this is just a test, and I will pass it.
That's